So we just jumped into this. We're not going to do interface designs inside of Illustrator. I don't normally do this, and now we're reaping the problems of not normally doing this. We're making a website. I don't know what that's going to look like yet. So I guess we should just get into this. Oh, that looks so cool. That's what's about to happen. It's hacking time. Yeah, baby. We got it. We got it. So today we're going to pick back up where we left off. We're taking something that we haven't designed and we're just blasting through it. We have this very simple dashboard we have to create for users of OmatumBucks. Well, it's evolving into a loyalty system / notification system where we can reward you guys for participating in the community and for installing an extension. The extension will just notify you when there's new content available. So we just jumped into this. We said, screw it. We're not going to do interface designs inside of Illustrator. I don't normally do this, and now we're reaping the problems of not normally doing this. We had this little problem here where when the graph gets tiny, all the dates just like slam together like this. I have a different way to fix this. We were fixing that by modifying the actual array that was setting up that chart. So we did it over here, and that would just be a mess to say like, we have to modify this crap every time. It's a good temporary solution, but even in a prototype, I like to get these things figured out a little bit more. And so what I came up with as a better solution in my head is I think we could probably hit these as an nth child selector. Do it with CSS. That way we can make this thing a little bit smarter. So CT labels is the G group in the SVG. Inside of that, just gonna do that because that's fun. Inside of that, we'll do, we'll need to make an nth child selector that selects some amount of these things in a repeating pattern and then just makes them not display. So the thing we want to talk to inside of that is for an object. None? Is that a thing we can do? Visibility. Let's see what we got. Hidden. We want to use hidden so it still asks for layout. Now we need an nth child selector. Now I'm not a dummy, so I'm going to use a sandbox for that to try to figure it out. Oh, Chris Coyer, man after my own heart here. So if we wanted to turn off the second li repeating like that, okay. So that would get rid of every other. So what if we want to also add one plus the next one? So every other plus what? Every third one? No. Oh boy. Now I'm lost. So 2n plus 1 will get us every other one being visible. Or maybe the fifth one. That's how we're going to do it. We're going to turn them all off and then make like every fifth one visible. Let's take a look. Oh, jeez. It's that one. Hidden. Bingo bango. Boom, shakalaka. So that does it. I think the other thing I want to do is I want to take this label is catching one value. It's getting the chart data, which is in the series. Well, let's look at the plugin documentation. It would be smart to put the thing like, oh, that's April, whatever, 6th or 5th or whatever on top of that. So there's nothing here that says like turn on the series. However, what is this thing? So this is showing description and value as part of the series. Is that how we should have been doing this? So we're going to need to generate, it looks like the chart data, which is this, as an object array. And then I don't know if meta is the proper word for that, but that might be what Chartist wants. So we can pull that together. We used Ruby to generate out the list of dates. So we'll do that again. Okay, so there's our first array. So what we'll probably do is take that and then make that a hash array or whatever the heck they're called. So that's doing this right here, date list map. Then we get a date list array here. We don't really need to print that. We don't need the number array anymore. But what we do need to do is walk over the date list and create the new output array. So we'll say date list. Whoa boy. Whoa boy. List.each. Oh, why are we just auto-completing that? Okay, specify the sort of like what the thing would be represented as like that. Okay, so that if we did nothing but put item, we would just get that same array to come right back out, I think. Boom, just like that. Let's just construct a string. There we go. Okay. So now we just need a comma here, and then the value is going to be a randomly generated number between 0 and 35 is fine. Let's check that. Cool. Okay. Now we need to get this into an array. So we'll pull this out, and we already have an output array set up, and just say push that in. Let's try to construct this as a key. Group vals equals a new hash. Let's try that. Nope. There we go. I'm a little rusty. Undefined method meta for hash. Oh boy. How to add key to hash. How many years I've been using Ruby? Long time. Don't remember any of this stuff. Oh, it's this weird thing. It's this weird, right? This weird turn it on like this thing. So really, we don't even need the setting up here. We just need it to be : meta, boom, set the key to item, : value, boom, set the key to the random value. That's what we wanted. That's exactly what we wanted right there. Okay. Let's take that, copy paste it into our prototype as the new chart data. Boom, just like this. Biggity biggity. And then we're going to take this stuff and just copy paste it in here. So you can see how useful it was to save this in as part of the documentation. So that data we just generated was used to make this chart. Oh, and look at that. We have exactly what we're looking for. How neat is that? Now we could make it look a little bit better than that. So chartist tooltip, and right now it's invisible. So we can update that in here. First of all, let's change the background color to a brand color. Bingo, bango. Let's make that text white. What else can we mess around with here? We can mess around with the size of the font, but I think we should do that per value. So let's say April 12th, 30. So let's do that just for the meta first. Good. Okay. So we'll just leave it turned on as we style it. Font size 12 pixels. It's a little tiny. That's okay. We'll just get some control over that. And then maybe we could uppercase the value here. So I think we're good with the tooltip. Let's get rid of the opacity there. Let's make sure it all works. Very cool. And as I do this, I realize we could have made that data in JavaScript. So we could actually see these things randomized, but whatever. So the next thing we got to do is we're going to do a little panel where we can stick information. Hopefully I can get it just to match the height of this. So we need dashboard content. There we go, featured panel. So let's give this thing a little bit of a talking to. Let's put a headline, do an action. So we basically have a button that they can click on. Go see it now. And some copy for that. So we'll have a rich text editor on our side to say what's the featured thing. So let's have this accept kind of like a paragraph. Type in, hey, we just added a new thing to the store. Then we'll break that. We'll do, this is rich text. So maybe we can do this and stick an image here. And let's go get an image of a hat or something like that. This is going to be what we're pushing. This cowboy hat. Perfect. Do you really need this much text to send me a freaking picture of your hat? Download that. Wow, how many clicks before I get my hat? Boom. Okay, save that. Let's see how that updates. Looks good. I mean, that's about the size you want to see those things. Perfect. That should have done its job to flex out, but maybe we didn't make that flex yet. So that's top thing. Great naming, Greg. Let's just call it top thing. Perfect. Don't call it top thing, Greg. You want to, but don't call it top thing. It's happening. It's already done. Never label things the way I label things. I don't work with team members. So I just do what I want when it comes to naming. Make it flex. There we go. Got that to do the thing we wanted to do there. The height is screwed up, obviously. Inside of the top thing, we're going to have the chart holder, and we're going to tell that not to shrink. We're also going to tell it not to grow. No, I do not like whatever's going on there. Just getting all the height. What is that way? Is it like you have to align it to the top? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we're just saying scrunch your butt up there. Let's take the featured panel, and we'll give it a background color so we can see what in God's name is happening with that thing. It's humongous. It just wanted to be as tall as it wanted to be. I'm curious how we can get this over here. Can we get it just to say, hey, there's an item in here that's just doing its own thing for height, but we want you over here to do nothing for height. Maybe if we make it small, like smaller, let's get rid of the image. The image is what's building the height up. Okay, so no. We would want to see it like if it's too small, go down. That's called CSS Grid. Yeah, I think Grid would be the easier one for this. You're right. No, you guys are right. All right, let's do that then. So we'll do display grid and then get rid of the flexing. And now I have to look up grid. I don't use it at all. Grid.io. So let's give it a, nope, not that. Add a column. Boom. And what is it? What are these things? Oh boy. Oh, gritty. So column 1, we'll say 75% wide. Column 2 will be 25% wide. I don't know what these FRs mean, and I don't want to know. It's fractions. Okay. There we go. That's pretty much what we want. It's the ability, and we could do 60-40, right? That's pretty cool. Yeah. Thanks, guys, for pointing that out. Now to take this CSS and make it all one line. Do the thing. Ba-bang. Okay. So for some reason, that first item, it's like not the right width. Because it's, it's already got width applied. So let's get rid of that. I don't know if we'll need that either. I don't know if we'll need that. Let's get rid of the image display none, just see what happens. She gets big. Okay, so we need to make sure that image is small. We'll just make sure this is all based in percentages or something for purposes to make, you know, kind of keep it in line. I'm just saying words today. There's the width. Get out of here. Go. Nobody likes you. Boom. Okay, it's a little wide. So that's a 60-40. And it's just pushing. It's just pushing for space. So let me display on that image again, just to make sure this thing lines up. Okay, good. The styling update. All right, let's get to work on Mr. Featured panel. What do we want to do for a background color? Maybe let's start with white and then move that white way down. Now, we'll probably want some padding on this bad boy. Now, there is something a little weird about that. It just goes right to the edge of the screen. Is that how this works? Here, it respects the left padding. Here, it doesn't. That's the panel, which is asking for padding on this side. And then that thing is squished over. It's almost like that little gap is pushing it over. Yeah, it's that weird gap. So why is that a thing? And if I'm learning grid today, which I am, I don't want that to be a thing. You can't even use the column gapping. As a solution, instead of using percentage, try using FR units. Really? Okay, so you said the FR units are fractions. So if we thought, okay, so if we wanted to represent 60-40, we could just do 6 FR, 4 FR, right? And there it goes. Okay, good to know. So that's actually a really good thing to keep in mind. Don't use percentages. They have a weird quirk. Fractional free space calculation is the way to go. Okay. So let's do a little border radius on that featured panel, maybe like 4 pixels. Let's get the image back in for now, because we're going to wrestle that thing. Oh boy, she's big girl. Is there some way, I wonder, to say whatever just happened there, don't do that? Because I'm just curious if there's some way to preserve this grid item size no matter what. All right, man versus CSS Grid today. Let's just work through it. So we have a headline. Let's see what happens if I do a border bottom on that. All right, this border bottom, let's bring that up to 3 pixels and make it black and see how that looks. Like crap. Let's just get rid of the border bottom. And I wonder too, if on this thing, what might be kind of fun to do is display flex. That way we can always get the button to the bottom of the box, because there's a box. Okay, so images will only exist inside of the copy block. That's good. Okay, so the action is going to be a little button, and we might want to do that because these actions are always going to be buttons. That looks great. Look very readable. Okay, so really these need to be rows. We need to tell it it's allowed to wrap. Perfect. Okay, and now we can align this to the bottom. Boop. Okay. Now we have to unbutton this thing. Let's add a little padding. There we go. She's getting better. Cool. Put a little transition on it. See how that looks. Yeah. Yeah. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to set up a table down here. We are not likely going to use table, but let me do a poll here. How to build a table. How do you guys want to see me do this? Do you want to see it in CSS or in Grid? Or do you want to see me do it in Flex? In the table itself, it's going to have the amount of the transaction. Like, did you earn 1 point? When did you earn it? Like a timestamp. And then maybe a description of how you earned it, right? So let me do some notes on that. Looks like grid 1. Thanks, guys, because I do need to practice in grid. The table data, but that seems pretty good, I think, for a little table. It's probably a little backwards. We'll do this. So it's more like a bank ledger. You guys wanted the grid. Here comes the grid.